I'm sure we'll find out who all of you are. Fantastic. So, is there a motion to call this meeting to order?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Bowser.
Here.
Mr. Hostetler.
Here.
Mrs. Pat.
Here.
And Mrs. McGraw. Here. Let's stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the meeting agenda?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. Pat.
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw. Yes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the meeting from March 20th, 2024?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. Pat.
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw. Yes. Superintendent's report.
Sorry. So this, as you can see, this month we have a fantastic crowd and some amazing individuals joining us. For first, we're going to turn it over to Mr. Budd, who is pinch hitting for Mr. Kopp. He found out at the last minute today that Mr. Kopp wasn't going to be able to make it back. He's dealing with some personal family issues at home, so he wasn't able to make it back. So we have our pinch hitter today. So Mr. Budd will be presenting.
All right, thank you. Like Mr. Fisk said, I wasn't expecting to be doing a presentation, but any night that I can be here with the school board and the community and be able to talk about all the good things happening in the high school, that's a good night. And we have some of our student athletes and some of our students who've achieved academically with us tonight. Also want to welcome our new hires going to the elementary school. Welcome to Coventry. You're going to like it here. This is a great place to work. So congratulations on being hired and welcome aboard. We'll give you a little idea of what's been going on in high school since we had our last spotlight. All right, first, we want to recognize our state runner-up boys bowling team, and they're in attendance today with their coach, Mr. Aaron Rose, and we'd like to call them up front. They have their trophy with them. If they would all come up front to be recognized.
You guys hold it.
I just want to say how proud I am of these guys. We didn't even have home lanes this year. Come December, I'm like, we're going to take our show on the road. These guys ended up winning the MAC championship. We won a Baker tournament, the Tomahawk Challenge, went on to win sectionals, went on to win districts, and we made a run all the way to the state finals. Came up a little bit short, but I couldn't be more proud of these guys. They did an awesome job. They represented Coventry very well.
So who's graduating and who's staying?
We're graduating.
Three graduating, three coming back.
Graduating. Well, you guys thank you guys so much for those of you that did leadership in your senior year. And then those of you who still have some time, develop the next group that comes in and get to state next year.
Yep, thank you.
Good job, guys.
Thanks. Please sit down.
We'll get right on.
Sure, we'll get right.
Yeah. Dave's on for that.
What?
Thank you. Test job.
Congratulations.
we've had a lot of things go on at the high school, so I know these slides get entered into 4 minutes. So I'm just gonna kind of quickly go through and recap them. Everybody's sort of nodding in agreement with me, which is very reassuring. Okay, congratulations also to our esports team. They put together a fantastic season, including starting some new teams and some different kind of competitions in esports, and ended up putting some Mario Kart teams together, Overwatch team. I can't tell you I know a whole lot about how this works, so, but a very successful program, involves a lot of our students. We had our bridge building competition back in February. 3 teams of physics students participated. Some pictures of the students that were involved and the description of what happened. Coventry team placed 7th in the competition under the direction of Mrs. Welling, and we congratulate them for representing Coventry. Congratulations to a couple of our senior artists, Lauren and Allie. They had their art, some samples of it up here, having their art selected to compete in the state jury process of the 2024 Ohio Governor's Youth Art Exhibition. Excellent. In addition, Mrs. Stump's art history and Ms. Brown's class visited the Cleveland Museum of Art recently, back in March. They went up to Cleveland and they went around, and teachers reported that our students represented us well, asked very good questions, were on top behavior, and really got quite a bit out of the experience. Winter formal was a success back in February. Our formal king was Jaden Keenan. Our winter formal queen was Natasha Morgan, and we thank the Coventry High Student Council for putting on the winter formal. All right, we also have some students with us today. 3 of Mrs. Jacobs' students were successful and submitted winning entries in the Akron Summit Holocaust Arts and Writing Contest. Do we have some of those students with us today? All right, come on up. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Let's give him a round of applause, please.
And that was which name?
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson, thank you. We just want to make sure Jackson.
Jackson was second in the fiction division, and then Bella and Braylon were honorable mention in the non-fiction division. And students did very well and will be honored on May 7th. Our basketball team had a successful season as well in winter sports, finished 3rd in the conference, and then had a heck of a good run in the tournament as well, knocking off 2 league opponents, beating Cloverleaf at home and then going on the road and beating Norton, avenging 2 losses during the regular season, which then sent them up to Geauga County to NDCL to play in the districts. And they were beaten by a very good Warrensville Heights team, but a great season for basketball and a good run in the tournament. Honors for all academic, 21 players posted a 3.0 GPA or higher, which probably is one of the reasons to have a successful season on the court as well, because it goes hand in hand. Reggie Edwards is going to participate in an all-star game. MAC honors are up there for our students. And one thing about Coventry, we had tremendous student section support for our sports, and they traveled well, even all the way up to Geauga County. We had a packed student section and ran a spirit bus up there. So our students were engaged with our winter sports seasons. Basketball giving back as well. Took time to work at the Haven of Rest over Christmas break as part of community outreach. Some highlights of our music program. The symphonic band received a superior rating at OMEA District 6 large group, taking place at Cuyahoga Falls High School, March 8th, about a month ago. They received an overall superior and then earned straight superior ratings in each of their 4 adjudicators, including sight rating adjudicator, highest rating the Coventry band could have possibly received. So congratulations to them. Senior Maddie Bedita, she attended University of Akron's Horn Day, where she performed alongside 48 other players. So continuing with highlights from music, February 10th, also succeeded District 6 Ohio Music Education Association solo and ensemble adjudicated events. All 8 soloists and 2 ensembles performed and received comments and a rating, received the top 2 ratings, superior or excellent. And then senior saxophonist Kyle Lamb, he was selected to perform with the 2024 Ohio Music Education Association All-State Band in Columbus on February 2nd. So congratulations to Kyle. And congratulations to senior Joey Dunn on his amazing performance Sunday, February 18th as a member of the Cleveland Orchestra Youth Orchestra. So highlights from music. 6 members of the Ohio High School Choir Program spent the day at the University of Akron participating in their Lift Every Voice Choral Festival. The treble choir performed beautifully at large group adjudicated event and received a superior rating for their performance. And the Akron, this March, the Akron Barbershop Quartet visited. I know they were singing in the school and in the office, so good honor to have them in our facility. Wrestling season was successful. We had a new coach this year, Mr. Jason Shaw, who teaches biology at the high school. They coached in wrestling a long time. And two of our wrestlers placed in the top 4 at sectionals, Caden Nordorf and Evan Owen, and they moved on to districts where they both scored victories at the district level. So wrestling took a big step forward, and they only graduated 1 senior as well. So they should be strong moving forward. A lot of good stuff from Mrs. Parker's class. Some of the highlights are up here. The bowling team went bowling with her class, which they enjoyed quite a bit, both the bowling team and Mrs. Parker's kids. They were honored at the February 2nd basketball game. They went to a field trip. They were on a field trip today during testing days to see a movie. They had a table at the Knights of Columbus Craft Fair coming up, or I think it was just a week ago. And special thanks to all of their hard work also making our comic closet go. Speaking of the comic closet, it continues to grow, and we're thankful for the donations we receive from individuals and then also from our community. Different community donors are up there, but one thing for sure is the community is put into the comic closet, and the kids are using that every single day. When you walk in the front doors, it's housed to the left across from the restroom, and we're serving kids that are in need of any and all essentials, all through donations. Mr. Egan does a lot of good community outreach with the CBI program, and we've had a number of guest speakers. He does a very good job of bringing people in from the community to speak with the students and to line up potential job opportunities, not only now, but upon graduation. You can look through the different alums, Bryce Hargrove, Keo Plant, Mike Karam. We had Trevor Burkhart in, we had Jared and Bryce Mappy from Equitable, and we had our very own Mrs. McGraw come in and speak with the CBI class. On Inclusion Day, Ms. Brown's class took a field trip to the Akron Zoo, which was hosting Inclusion Day, and they had a great time. So thanks to everybody who made that happen, and thank you to the Akron Zoo. Ignite Coventry, under the direction of Mrs. Parker, would gather after school, put together gift bags for the entire Florida Children's Hospital. You can see some of their good work in making blankets, and it was a wonderful thing to do for Christmas time. Academic Challenge competed on February 5th at Kent State University, last tournament of the year for Academic Challenge. Congratulations, Tyler Gould and Brooke Welsh, who posted a victory against Cloverleaf, and then Tyler got to go on into their Top Gun round and compete as well. Thanks to Mrs. Zajac, who is running our Academic Challenge. Building Alliance did some outreach over to the elementary school. Thank you to Mr. Savage for having us over. And they went over in February, March, and worked with 3rd and 4th graders, valuable lessons related to friendship, and some pictures of the high school kids interacting with the elementary kids. Drama Club is working hard. Big weekend coming up for them. Production of You Can't Take It With You. They were practicing as we were getting the meeting started, and that's going to be held here at the high school coming up on the 19th Friday, and on Saturday, April 20th. Great opportunity to come out and support all the hard work that they put into putting on a very good production. It was very well received last year, and I'm sure it'll be even better this year. We can look at congratulations to our students who got into National Honor Society. They have to go through a pretty rigorous screening process. They have to write an essay. They have to go through a screening of faculty members. And here's a list of all of our new members of National Honor Society. Congratulations to them. Other academic honors during the second grading period. Players made several trips over to the elementary school. Again, thank you to Mr. Savage for allowing us to come over and give back to the elementary students. On the 20th, before spring break, Mr. Egan took 25 juniors to the University of Akron's College Fair. We're going to have our own College Fair here coming up. We have one, and we're going to have a jobs fair coming up in about a week in the high school. And on the last slide, it's got upcoming events. So good opportunity to get our kids out in front of potential employers. We've hosted a foreign exchange student this year, Anna Koenig, and she's very much loved her time at Coventry and has been involved with athletics and has really tried a little bit of everything. And she talked about with some of our classes, trying to talk about, you know, differences between what it's like in her home country, Germany, and what it's like here in the US, valuable for our students to hear her experiences and compare and contrast. Our softball team for the second year took a trip to Tennessee and went down and they played some really good schools, but the big thing is they got to play. They played 5 games down there where I think everybody else got rained out all week. So they went down during spring break. And even though they only won one game, it's really helped them here when they got back to Ohio because they've, I think they were 1-4 down there, but they're 4-1 back in Ohio. And we're trying to play tonight over at Ravenna. So they had a great time on the trip. Everybody enjoyed the experience. They got to do a cookout, all sorts of things. Mrs. DeLorme, one of our first-year teachers with her honors world history, participated in National History Day and had us administrators and teachers come in, walk around in the media center, and students had to choose a topic of their choice about a turning point in history. And 2 of the projects were submitted for the regional competition in Cleveland back on March 2nd. They did very well. I'll just kind of go through these. We had our honors, class honors and awards ceremonies this past Friday and honored students from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grades for GPAs. And then also we had our citizenship award, sportsmanship award, and leadership award. And these are selected by our staff. 10th grade class winners, citizenship, sportsmanship, and leadership. Something's going on out there. 11th grade class, sportsmanship, special recognition to our foreign exchange students, citizenship, and leadership. And then 12th grade, we had our Franklin B. Walker nominee, Jason Wee. We also had our citizenship award, our leadership award, our best of class award, Chloe Eater, our Akron Beacon Journal star students, Chloe and Jason, and then our presidential awards. Good luck to all our spring sport athletes. They've been trying to dodge the rain and weather and get in track meets and games. So hopefully we continue to try to get as many games played as we can. Spring schedules are always in flux. The junior class is selling hanging baskets. It's just about that time, but I would be safe and not put them out till Memorial Day. I worked in a garden center. We made a lot of money on people who put them out earlier. So I would wait till Memorial Day, but the junior class is selling hanging baskets, and the proceeds will go to the graduating class of 2025. So reaching out for participants. They are going to arrive at the high school May 9th between 1 and 3. So anybody in need of baskets, always a good Mother's Day gift as well. All right, upcoming events. We talked about the drama club coming up. We have our job career fair April 26th. If anybody can stop by, we have prom coming up in early May, May 4th. Students with distinction dinner Tuesday, May 7th. School picnic and powder buff game, May 10th. We have a special senior award ceremony, May 14th. Seniors' last academic day is May 15th. Exams the 16th. They do their senior walk, which is very popular. The 17th, and then their senior sunset, the 20th. They watch the video, senior video, and then it culminates with graduation. We'll be here before you know it on May 21st. So I know that's a lot of stuff, but the high school has a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, a lot of things to go through. Hope I didn't screw up anything too much.
Thank you for pinch hitting.
Yeah, thanks for all our high school students who were in attendance tonight. That was awesome. Yeah. Questions?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Glad to be here.
And those were our fun items under superintendent's report for this month.
Awards.
Do we have any citizen participation? Do you want to do Board of Education comments at this time? Yeah.
That was amazing. I mean, stop and think about it, and this is little Coventry. I mean, we've got kids. I mean, and they're stepping out and they're doing things that should, no, it's amazing. It truly is amazing to see, and so proud of what you people done to the community and parents and everything you guys. It's amazing. I don't know where to start, where to stop. It's wonderful. That's it. I don't know how else to put it all in words.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed your presentation. This is typically like my favorite part of the school board meetings for sure. So I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry for that.
thanks for the presentation. It's great to see all the good things that are happening in the student body. Definitely a busy schedule. There's a lot coming up, so hopefully everybody can do our best to attend as many events as possible. Also understand, Taste of Coventry was last night. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it. I had a baseball game to attend and coach. But I think that went well. I want to say thank you to the Coventry Schools Foundation as well for putting that on. That's awesome, and all the things that they do.
I'd like to mention the community groups that, and the good job they do of planning events like Taste of Coventry, reverse raffles. Those people work full-time jobs, some of them extra jobs. They're busy people with other children, and they put on an amazing amount of things for our school district to encourage and enhance what we do. And I think they do a great job. Last night was enjoyable, it was fun. So was the reverse raffle. I encourage staff that are here to attend those things and, you know, encourage those people also. But we have a great community group, and I'm really proud to be part of it.
A lot of parents that do a lot of work, and also there's a lot of people on the Coventry Schools Foundation that they don't have kids in the district anymore. They're like past alumni, and they just do this out of the goodness of their heart, and it's just pretty amazing. So thank you so much for that. It was a fun event. I was just so impressed with all. I know our kids do really well, and I'm so thankful that they're willing and able. And I really get annoyed when I hear people say kids these days, wow. And I don't believe that. I see that our kids are just engaged and doing well, and that comes also from having good leadership in our schools and having good teachers that are available to them and help guide them through the thing and having the things available for them to be part of. So thank you so much for not only the student participation, but also all of the people that help those students do the things that they need to do. So thank you very much. That's all I have. So this is typically the time where we give more businessy things. So if you would like to leave, you can, or you can stick around because I think some of you are on the schedule. So if it's the case that you are able to leave, or you can stick around. Good?
I think Mr. Budd is going to take off. He didn't plan to be here today.
You can say.
We love to have you stay. We love to have
He
you.
didn't plan to be here though, so we'll.
You're good.
You
You
can,
do
yeah.
a great job.
No,
Thank you. Thank you for
Take
helping
care.
out tonight.
thanks a lot. You
Appreciate
did a
it.
great job.
So fire trucks and stuff like that, Chris.
Okay, number 11, superintendent recommendations. A, we have personnel certified. Number 1 is non-renewal, non-CEA supplemental contracts. It's recommended the board non-renew the supplemental contracts which were in effect for the 23-24 school year for those individuals who are not part of the board CEA agreement per exhibit S1. Number 2 is employment of casual day-to-day substitute teachers. It's recommended that the board inform the substitute teachers that they have reasonable assurance of being reemployed if needed during the 24-25 school year. Number 3, employment certified one-year contracts. It's recommended the board employ the following teachers on one-year limited contracts for the 24-25 school year per exhibit S2. And as the note points out, the teachers not shown on the list are already on continuing contracts, and no action is required by the board to retain them for next year. Number 4 is employment, summer school, get ready for school. It's recommended the board employ the following teachers as summer school 2024 get ready for school instructors. That's Ms. Phillips and Ms. Stewart. And as just a reminder, this is paid through a grant provided by the Summit Educational Initiative. Number 5 is employment, summer reading tutor. It's recommended the board employ the following teacher as a summer reading tutor for up to 60 hours at $30 per hour during summer 2024, and that's Ms. Wood, and that will be paid out of fiscal year 24 IDEA funds. Number 6 and 7 go together, and I apologize. I had transposed last names, so we need to rescind our volleyball coach and then rehire under the correct last name. So rescinding our coaching supplemental, it is recommended the board rescind the following coaching supplemental contract approved at the March 2024 Board of Education meeting. And that was for a gentleman named Tyler Light, who probably is out there somewhere and does coach volleyball somewhere, but just not here. Number 7, supplemental coaching contract for 24-25. It's recommended the board grant and or reissue the following supplemental coaching contract for the 24-25 school year. Non-staff contracts are contingent upon receipt of a clear record of the required background check. And that's for our actual Coventry volleyball coach, whose last name is North. So Tyler North. Number 8, pregnancy, parental, and family leave. It's recommended the board approve a leave of absence for the following employee for a period of up to 12 weeks. Parental leave commences with the first day of absence for the birth adoption of his or her child. Sick leave shall be used concurrently with FMLA leave, and when exhausted, FMLA leave will continue as unpaid leave for up to the maximum 12-week period if available in the 12-month period. Unpaid, no benefit parental leave may be required at the conclusion of the FMLA leave allowance. And that's for Mrs. Puello at Coventry Elementary School. Number 9 is extended time supplemental contracts. It's recommended that the board grant supplemental contracts for extended time to the following employees during the 24 summer and or 24-25 school year. And those are listed for our guidance counselors, at 12.5 days for the guidance counselors, special services at 8 days, technology for Ms. Grabsky at 10, and curriculum Ms. Fallon at 10. And just a reminder that Ms. Fallon is taking over Ms. Nadeau and doing the same duties that she had done in years past, wrapping up our APEX programming, helping students get their credits either to get ahead or to remain on track for graduation. Number 10 is employment of 1-year limited contract. And just when we get to the discussion portion, I'm going to ask Mr. Savage to stand up and introduce these individuals to you. So we'll do that in discussion. Number 10, employment, 1-year limited contract. It's recommended the board approve a 1-year limited contract for the 24-25 school year for the following individuals, contingent upon receipt of a cleaner record of background checks and drug screening. This is in accordance with board CEA agreement and on the appropriate salary schedule. And all of those individuals are listed there. Mr. Savage will give you more details on all of these awesome individuals when we get to discussion. Those are all of the items under certified personnel.
Is there a motion to approve? Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Wait, do we have discussion first?
Yeah.
Yeah, is there discussion?
Discussion, Mr. Savage.
So we've had a busy month because we have a lot of teachers retiring this year. But it's very exciting because we have a lot of awesome new teachers joining us. So I'll introduce them in the order that they're listed. First, we have Hannah DeBose. She's back here. She comes to us. She's student teaching in Canton City right now. She is going to be a Kent State graduate. Grew up in Tuslaw, and she'll be taking over in our 4th grade as a 4th grade teacher. So she's very excited. She has a challenging class in Kansas City. So I think she's gonna enjoy her time here with us. Then we have Emily Spada. She is gonna be in our multi-age room. We're happy to have her here because she plays softball at Malone. So she never knows when she's gonna be able to come to these things because she usually has softball games, but not tonight. She actually has done her student teaching here at Coventry. She did an observation here with Mrs. Belknap at the high school, and then she has been with Mrs. Burkhardt and Mrs. Brick here at the elementary school. So we're super excited to have her as well. Then we have Kylie Bowser. She's going to be taking over in one of our 3rd grade rooms. She graduated from Akron at the winter semester and then has been long-term subbing for Mrs. Dial for about the last month and a half, 2 months since Mrs. Dial has been out. She did her student teaching at Wadsworth. Grew up at Green. I think I only grew up at Green too. I don't know if there were classmates at Green, but we have some Bulldogs here. Then we have Brooke Whiteman back here. She will be in our kindergarten classroom replacing Mrs. Hall. You might remember her. She is a Coventry grad, 2019. Her sister went through here too. Graduated from Akron, student teaching at Wadsworth, and has been subbing at Wadsworth this year. And then we have Marley Jett right up front here. She will be our kindergarten intervention specialist. Essentially, replacing Mrs. Powell. Due to some shuffling into Mrs. Powell's room, we can have Miss Jet here in our intervention specialist room. She is an Akron, or will be an Akron grad here in a couple of weeks. And she's doing student teaching in Norway, grew up in Chippewa. So we have a really talented group of people joining us. We had over 50 applications for our positions. So it was a really tough candidate pool, and these 5 definitely stood out. And we are incredibly excited to have them join us.
Welcome.
If I could chime in is, prior to the superintendency, I spent my building principal time as an elementary principal, and have been through quite a few elementary principal interview processes, or elementary teacher processes. And I only had to sit in on the 9 second round interviews. And I was amazed at the quality of candidates. This was one of the most, I can imagine what the 19-9 looked like, because this was a very competitive pool of people, individuals, and future educators. So it brought some faith in me, to me, of the future generations of education and where we're headed when we have bright, awesome candidates like this for our positions.
So now we vote? Now we vote. Now we vote. Now we vote.
Okay. Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
Yes.
Pat?
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw?
Yes. Yay, good job.
Item B, personnel classified, temporary seasonal help. It's recommended the board employ the following individuals for temporary seasonal help positions effective May 30th, 24, as listed. One of the things I would like to thank is I'd like to thank our staff. We were struggling to find people to fill these positions for the summer. And in a last effort, Mrs. Kendrick reached out to the entire staff, and these people came forward. So we were really struggling. So I'm thankful to the staff for helping us find what looks to be is going to be a good quality summer crew for this summer. And number 2 is retirement resignations. Recommended the board accept the resignation due to retirement of the following employee for the position indicated. That's Ms. Johnson as CES classroom attendant. We're thankful for the time Mrs. Johnson has dedicated to our students and wish her nothing but the best in the future. And those are all of the items under personnel classified.
Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
Second.
Discussion?
I just want to point out, Ms. Johnson also is another Coventry grad. So it is good. We've had a lot of Coventry grads. Well, I mean, cool. Everybody, thank you all for coming here. You probably know Ms. Hall. She was also a Coventry grad. So you're replacing another Coventry grad. That's awesome. So anyways, Ms. Johnson's been around for a very long time too. Way back, before she was a teacher. So thank you.
Total? Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
Yes.
Mrs. Pat?
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw?
Yes.
Item C, other business. Number 1 and 2 are connected here. Contract Wings of Change Therapy, Inc. It's recommended the board approve a contract with Wings of Change for the remainder of the school year. The total cost will be $8,700. 2023-24 school year services, which will be billed in one installment of $2,900. One installment of $2,900 beginning April 18th, 2024, and a final payment of $5,800 on May 1st, 2024. And number 2, contract with Wings of Change Therapy, Inc. It's recommended the board approve a contract with Wings of Change for the 24-25 school year. The total cost will be $63,000, billed in monthly installments of $5,250. And these contracts are the result of a child that was placed in an alternative placement. And there were some difficulties with that placement, and the child needed to find a placement that was a better fit. So they worked with Mrs. Dort and found this provider. Number 3 is contract Total Education Solutions. It's recommended that the board approve the contract with Total Education Solutions from July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. This includes special education services, one-on-one aid, parent meetings, data collection, IEP writing, progress reporting, and related services. And the note there The contract cost per student is $89,160.92. Number 4, contract with KRG Education Services, which we commonly refer to as LEAP. It is recommended that the board approve the open contract for student placements with KRG Education Services, Inc., the LEAP program for educational services for the 24-25 school year, which is 182 days and expires on 6/2/25 at a per diem rate of $160 per day. And just a reminder, this is a program that allows us to provide an alternative placement to students that our placement here in the buildings is just not appropriate for them and their needs. 6 is a contract with Groovy Garafus LLC. It's recommended the board approve the contract with Groovy Garafus LLC to provide music therapy to 2 of our special education classrooms for the 24-25 school year. This will include 33 days of services for $4,950 to be paid out of IDEA B fiscal year 25 funds. They've worked with our students this year as a pilot, and the reports back from the teachers has been a very good and amazing. It's been a quality program to provide to our low incidence classrooms. Number 7 is contract link web hosting and notification system. It's recommended the board renew a 3-year purchase service agreement with Link, formerly eSchool View, to provide web hosting services and support at an annual cost of $4,066, and InstaConnect all-call services and support at an annual cost of $2,420.46, beginning July 1st, 2024. Number 8 is preschool agreement with Summit Educational Service Center. It's recommended the board approve the preschool agreement with the Summit Educational Service Center for the 24-25 school year. Number 9 is school building lease agreement with Summit Educational Service Center. It's recommended the board enter into a 1-year lease agreement with Summit Educational Service Center beginning July 1st, 24 and ending June 30th, 25 to lease 2 classrooms to be used by the preschool program. Number 10 is a school building lease agreement with Manchester Local School District. It's recommended the board enter into a 1-year lease agreement with the Manchester Local School District beginning 8/21/24 and ending 5/30/25 to lease 1 classroom to be used by the preschool program. And I would just like to point out that this is just a continuation of the shared service and collaboration we've established with Manchester. In addition to us providing them lease space, they also collaborate with us to get some of our students to some outlying alternative placements. And we work well together to make sure that we can do this in a mutually beneficial way. And just to add, they're opening new buildings next year, so I'm not sure when they hire their new superintendent, they may find a way to get their preschool back, or they may continue here. It'll be up to their new superintendent to make that decision. Number 11, Ohio High School Athletic Association. It's recommended that the board authorize membership in the Ohio High School Athletic Association for schools under its jurisdiction. Schools eligible for membership are those that include 1 or more grades in the 7 through 12 level. It is agreed that these schools will conduct their athletic programs in accordance with the Constitution, bylaws, regulations, interpretations, and decisions of the Ohio High School Athletic Association. This resolution shall remain in effect for the 24-25 school year. Number 12, student insurance. It's recommended the board permit Guaranteed Trust Life Insurance Company to offer student insurance for the 24-25 school year. This is optional insurance for parents at no cost to the district. 13, an awesome one there, the graduating class. It's that time of year. It's recommended the board approve the graduating seniors for 2024, provided each student completes the necessary graduation requirements per Exhibit S3. DARE resolutions recommend the board adopts the resolution in support of the DARE program for the 24-25 school year per Exhibit S4. And just being down the hall from where these classes occur, it's been a very positive program from what I could see this year. The deputies from the Summit County Sheriff's Department really are engaging. They enjoy it, I think, as much as the kids do. From what I've seen this year, it looks like a very positive program for our students. Number 15, foreign exchange student. It is recommended that the board waive payment and accept the following foreign exchange student to attend Coventry High School for the 24-25 school year. Another student from Germany. And number 16, accept grants, donations. It's recommended the board accept the following grants and or donations from Carol Adams, wherever it's needed, and from the Sons and Daughters of Herman Benevolent Fund for the Food Service Department as listed. Number 17, deletion of inventory. Food service departments recommended the board approve the following deletion of inventory from the food service department. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hot food cabinets that are carryovers from the Jackie Lee days at Coventry Elementary School. So we assigned 0 value to those as their agent. Number 18, deletion of inventory. Facilities departments. It's recommended the board approve the following deletion of inventory from the facilities department. And those are the 9 eyesore cement blocks that are located at the track. There may be a value to those, but due to the size and cost to move them, we assign 0 value because at least one crane operator that has looked at them has said he couldn't handle, his company couldn't handle it due to the size and weight. So we're looking for other companies. We're willing to give them away because it's going to be an orchestration to get them out of there and heavy equipment to move them. Number 19, to revise policies and procedures. It's recommended the board complete the second reading of the revised and/or deleted policies and procedures for approval per Exhibit S5, and nothing has changed on that policy since the first reading. Number 20 is the science of reading. It's recommended that the board approve the issuance of stipends for Coventry CEA teachers who complete the science of reading training mandated by the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce via House Bill 33. All certified teaching staff will be required to complete one of 7 various pathways of professional development in this area, ranging from 7.5 up to 22 hours. Upon completion of said training, teachers will be rendered a stipend of either $400 for the modified training or $1,200 full training pathway. These stipends will be paid out of the district general fund, at which point we will submit for a reimbursement from due. All trainings must be completed by June of 2025. And these funds were made available in the budget bill that was passed last summer. And we just finally received the process for how that will go. In addition, everyone in the district, administrators included, must go through the process, but only teachers are eligible for the stipend. Number 21, proposal from Vasco Sports Contractors, RFP as listed there. It's recommended the board approve the proposal from Vasco Sports Contractors for the removal of the existing track adjacent to Coventry Memorial Stadium, install new asphalt with polyurethane, as well as an inside track event runways at a cost of $341,975. As you remember, we've had a few presentations on this project over the last few months. I can't tell you enough how exciting it is, and it will be to see that finally done and get us back to the facilities, the bare minimum facilities that our students deserve. Number 22 is proposal with Forever Lawn. It is recommended the board approve the proposal from Forever Lawn to remove existing rubber mulch and install synthetic turf on the playground at CES at a cost of $130,478.39. As a reminder, this is due to some inspection issues that we've had, and we want to create a safer environment for our students on the playground. In addition, we were able to, based on changes to the track, once the committee had gone through the track project, we were able to use the remaining money that was left over from the track project to get this. So essentially, we're completing 2 projects the district needs with the same funds that we had allocated earlier this year. Number 23 is a proposal from CLELL Construction. It's recommended the board approve the proposal from, I'm not, is it CLELL or is it CL? I'm not 100% sure of the pronunciation there. To provide boring for the underground electric for the track project at a cost of $4,000. Number 24 is proposal from A&R Electric. It's recommended the board approve the proposal from A&R Electric for light poles and electric 110 volt plugs for the track project at a cost of $47,136.45. When you look at the quotes, A&R was a tad higher than one of the other quotes. However, it wasn't an apples to apples comparison because the other quote didn't include the future proofing that we asked, that we wanted on the poles, that we wanted additional electric run to the light poles for potential speakers and cameras in the future. The second higher, or the third higher quote was an apples to apple comparison, but it was twice as much, nearly twice as much as the proposal from A&R. Number 25, proposal from Belknap Construction. It's recommended the board approve the proposal from Belknap Construction for concrete work for the track project at a cost of $13,456. That price includes a 30 by 27 pad for a new bleacher set to be placed on, 2 8 by 8 pads for steps, a 4 by 170 linear feet for sidewalks, and an 8 by 8 foot wheelchair pad. And those are all of the items under under board rep, other business. Sorry.
That's a lot. Yeah.
That was quite a bit. April is always a busy month.
Is there a motion to approve these recommendations?
So
Discussion.
Who was second?
I tried, okay.
I would like to make a comment about Mrs. Adams in the grants and donations. She was a woman who volunteered in our library for many years. When we were at Turkey Foot, she came and volunteered. She bought books for students at book fair. She brought us sometimes $200 or $300 to give to students that didn't have money. She talked to the kids about, you know, her reading and how much she loved to read. And she just really shared her love of reading. And all of the students that went through at that time knew her, and she was just thrilled. I know a couple of you have had students go through there, and she was an amazing woman, and she's just continued to give. So I would just hope that we would use that money from her in a good way to honor her. So
The comment that I was given is she just wanted money to go wherever it was needed.
yeah,
So whatever we needed, she wanted to give money for that.
Yep.
Just a good heart.
Yeah, I just have like, a couple comments and a question. First of all, thank you for sending us that information about the science of reading ahead of time. That was very considerate of you, so we have more background. So yeah, that's great. But so thank you for doing that. And second, there is a lot of stuff on here. Coventry is really, it's been decades since we've done some of the stuff. It's just been sitting out there. And I just want to, again, I've said this several times, but the reason we're able to do this is because we did such a good job collectively of using a certain COVID money to work on so many different things. It really helped us. Unlike some other districts now that are in trouble and they're short because you use that for fundamental, things that they really should have covered internally. We didn't do that and we got ahead. So that really helped us. And it kind of set the stage. I mean, this isn't that money, but I think it set the stage for us to be able to do a lot of these projects like this. And so I just want to be very clear, about that. We've done a really good job with finances, and this is the result of it. It's not like this is extra money we just have sitting around and we're burning. This is because we've done a really good job collectively over the last, 5 years-ish at least, to set the stage for us. So that's fantastic. And yeah, having a new track, 6-lane track, that's still going to be very good. I did have one question about the bleachers. So we're doing everything to set the stage, but bleachers aren't on this, or am I missing it somewhere?
We're not ready yet with the bleachers. We've only been able to get 2 companies to call us back, so we were just trying to get that third one. So we hope to have that number to you once we've felt that we've gone over as far as we could to get a third quote.
And then that will just get incorporated into the schedule about the construction and doing all that, so you don't trying to redo things after.
No, Mr. Olson wanted to make sure he got 23, 24, and 25 in, as you remember when he spoke. He wanted to get those 3 things done before the track started.
Yeah.
And then he said we would have time to do the rest. But he's still working on it. I believe he has 2 quotes, might just be 1. He's just trying to find someone else to call back.
Submit quotes, some point.
We just wanted to be safe and be sure. And we were
So maybe next month that might be.
potentially, yes. Yep. We should be able to get there.
Yeah.
The only thing we were going to wait on, if I could just kind of diverge a bit, is we're having an issue with the fire panel at the middle school. It's working, it's functional. However, we're nervous about the cost of that. So we're going to scale back a little bit until we find out what's going on with that. So things like the bridge, some of the areas, just to be conservative, we just want to make sure that we get some of these other things taken care of first before we proceed into some of the things that we can potentially wait down the line for. And working with Lisa, she just felt a little more comfortable, be a little more conservative. So the bridge to the track is one thing that for sure that we're putting to the side. And we're putting to side some of the ideas we had for summer maintenance projects until we see what this cost is going to be. To again, as you said earlier, perfectly put, that it's because of the district's work that has been done in the past that these funds exist. So we want to continue that practice and make sure that we're not overcommitting or overspending. So we're going to be very careful before we do some of the outlying projects that could wait.
And what would be like the timing schedule of this then? And
So,
the elementary school, that also disaster, I mean, hopefully this is so much better.
So Forever Lawn is going to begin after school is out, and their contract says that they have to be done by the time school starts. The Vasco is going to start in July to try to be as little disruption. However, it's looking like the football team will be able to stay here instead of going to Logan like they did last year. But in looking at the timeline that we have to stay away from the area, the band is most likely going to have to go back to the middle school for just one more year to practice in the summer. We'll try to keep them there as short a time as possible. And then kind of leave that up to Mr. Cummings as to if we can get them back, if he would rather come back or just finish out the summer at the middle school. But trying to be as minimally disruptive to those two groups that use
So this summer is
this area.
crazy over there. Sounds like.
It'll be another crazy summer as it was last year with the improvements we made to the practice field.
Which look awesome too.
The whole facility is going to be fantastic. Well, it's going to be foundationally where our kids should have it. I shouldn't say it's going to be, over the top. It's going to be the standard that they should have.
So yeah, that's great. And the practice field, this is, I think, the first time since I played football here, that there's actually grass there. So, yeah.
And it's smooth and flat. There's no ruts, no holes, nothing.
Yeah, crazy concept. And the last thing, A&R, I think regardless, I think that's great. Yeah, local business, they're really booming. So I'm glad they were. So,
They get a very good price, which, they're good to the district. A graduate owns the company. So they have a good connection to our district.
Is that not also?
Yes.
Yes.
Anyone else? Any more questions? Okay. Call roll.
Mr. Davis.
yes.
Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. Pat.
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Unlike Mr. Fisk this evening, I have a very short or items for recommendation. So under the treasurer's items, number one is, it is recommended that the board approve and place on file the March 2024 financial report for exhibit T1. And item 2, which is, it is recommended that the board approve the POs over 5,000 as listed per exhibit T2. If you did not see the listed items for the purchase orders over 5,000 today, there were some last minute additions due to some of the track project proposals being presented. So I updated the purchase orders listing for you, and everyone should have a copy to review those. And please let me know if you have any questions. Oh, I also want to comment on the first two items listed in this chart for Star Ohio. Since this is kind of our first adventure into investments, I went ahead and added these two pretty big transfer of funds to this purchase order listing. I'm not sure that that's the way to do it, really. There's no formal process for having that information shared and reviewed. I'm granted the authority to do this in January. That's the longest that I'm given all those authorities. But I wanted it documented somewhere so it can be recognized and so you can, have the ability to approve those transfers.
Can you just explain really quickly what that is? Like you transfer this for what reason?
I transferred the money to, hopefully, so it's kind of like an investment, like a money market account. So the district maintains its money at Huntington Bank, most of its funds at Huntington Bank. And so, banks are not notorious for giving high interest or you're earning high interest on checking accounts and savings and so forth. And so there are other options available to school districts and public-based organizations in the state of Ohio. One of those options is called Star Ohio, and it is put on by Ohio's auditor of state, I think, is oversees it, or maybe the treasurer's office for Ohio oversees it. But it's like an investment program, and so we transferred funds from our Huntington account to that program to hopefully garner some interest earnings for the school system. And so in comparison, a month's worth of investments at Huntington is based on maintaining $10 million in our checking account. We may get $1,000 for that. For $1 million, the first month in Star, Ohio, we earned over $3,000. So after I saw those results, I went to go ahead and transfer a little more.
So there's two transfers on the PO report, but if I look at the financials report, it looks like there's just one of those transfers, and so far you plan on making another one as well?
Yes, but this one's approved.
Okay.
Again, to be able to have money to invest, to make money, more money, we've never been in a position to be able to do that, which is fantastic. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, team. Good job, team.
Fast as learning.
So we have to motion to approve these recommendations.
So,
Second.
And is there any more discussion? Is there any discussion on
Just a quick question on the 200 desktop computers. What's the rationale for still using desktops over a laptop or something more mobile?
I had that exact conversation with Ms. Kendrick.
Yeah.
And based on the district's history, the desktop computers last longer. They have better luck servicing them, changing out the parts, and just a more robust longevity than the laptop.
Okay, that's fair. Thanks.
Anyone else? All right, call roll.
Mr. Davis,
Yes.
Mr. Bowser,
yes.
Mr. Hostetler,
Yes.
Mrs. Pat,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes. Are we just going into executive session?
If you would like to review the CEA agreement before considering it.
Yes. Okay, so at this time, we are going to go into executive session. And I read this, executive session is for the purpose of deliberations only. No action will be taking place during an executive session. The reason for this meeting's executive session is for conducting, reviewing, negotiating, or bargaining sessions with employees. So is there a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
Second, there probably will be action after this one. Usually we don't, we just, and
There will be, because we have to vote to approve it. Okay. So there will be action afterwards, sorry, but you all don't have to stay for it.
But you are.
You're welcome. You don't have to. We will probably- Thank you. We need a poll vote.
Mr. Davis, Mr. Bowser.
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Yes.
Mrs. Pat,
Yes.
and Mrs. McGraw.
Yes.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Accepting the position.
Thank you very much. GAMBOL. I was gonna ask you about that. I was gonna ask you. Thanks for giving me that. Thank you. Yes, I just wanna like. It's like, get married or whatever. Oh, nice to meet you. I figured I had to fill it out. My lab was like, you turn it and then it's changed. Okay, sounds great.
I'm coming.
The Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, got it. Yeah, we get back morning on that Tuesday, but that'll be totally fine. So, yeah, okay. No, I don't even know if I saw that. Because then all I'm fine with. Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah. Really grown better than us.
Yeah, a lot more tolerant and understanding of those things. Can you big those screens are? Those are enormous.
85, I think.
I just got a 75-inch for my conference room. I was like, it's that big.
That's so neat.
So proud of those kids. They just did a good job.
We need to add a,
Now, was there a presentation to the school? Yeah, like some sort of an assembly or anything like
I
that?
don't recall one.
You know, that,
is this Warren a new banner in the gym?
Hi.
Okay.
yeah.
Good.
Run around,
We're
yeah.
just coming back out from, hold on. We are just coming back out from executive session. You could go ahead and call me out, it might be a few minutes to the parking lot. Is that okay?
Just got a shot.
All right, thank you. Oh, thank you.
I just need you to sign that for Ohio High School.
Thank you.
So we have Board of Education recommendations. It's recommended that the board approve the contract between the Coventry Education Association, CEA, and the Coventry Local School Board. This contract is in effect from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027. The second recommendation is the approved administrator compensation package. It is recommended that the board approve the administrator compensation package per Exhibit B2. This compensation package is in effect from July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027, with the updated figures as outlined. Is there a motion to approve these?
So moved.
Second.
Is there discussion? Any discussion?
I would just say thanks. I mean, I'll go back to it. Thank you for all the work. And we were in there with teachers. And seems a really like good resolution. So just thank you for all.
Yeah, and I would just like to add, the goal of negotiations is always to come in stronger as an organization than when we went in. And I think we knocked that out of the ballpark. CEA's commitment to working with us on a fair and reasonable contract. It was sustainable fiscally. I just appreciate the partnership that they had coming in to help us continue on the path of being financially responsible as a district and continue moving everything forward academically for our kids and our community.
Any other comments? Call the roll.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Bowser?
Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
Yes.
Mrs. Pat?
Yes.
And Mrs. McGraw?
Yes. There being no further business come before the board, it is moved to adjourn the meeting.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?